Alright, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. And today was kind of a different day. So there was a garage sale in the neighborhood today, which was kind of a dud. There wasn't very many houses that were actually out having a garage sale. Like, there's probably, I would say probably 70 houses in the neighborhood, and there was probably only 8 that were having a garage sale, which was kind of a bummer. So we kind of drove around and looked at that and talked to some of the neighbors, but I was thinking about going up and asking people, or being like, if you don't sell this stuff, I could sell it for you on Marketplace, or I could list it for you, and you just have to give me a percentage. But then I was like, well, how would that work? Because how much percentage would I ask for, and would I be the one who meets with the person, or would I just set up the deal and they would still have to meet with the person, which would give me a lower cut probably. But as we were driving around, I kind of realized there really wasn't anything
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Really? There really wasn't anything worth like trying to resell on Facebook, because most of it was just like clothes or really just junk. There wasn't really any good stuff, which was a bummer because I thought that would have been a really cool idea. But anyways, after that, made some breakfast, had some Spam and eggs and ketchup, which is actually pretty good, surprisingly. And I'm not usually a ketchup person, but it all comes together really well. And then we went down to the Whiteman Airport, finally, down in LA, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty nice. I mean, it was nicer than one of the schools I went to up in Idaho, but it wasn't the nicest school I've seen. Flight school. This is a flight school, just to be more specific, because I don't go to normal schools anymore. That's in the past. But the flight school, and I mean, it was definitely older. It was kind of run down, but talking to the guy, he had some good information. They have some good stuff. We got to go look at the planes. They have like 10 different planes. They have like 8 different flight instructors. The planes looked really good condition. They have their own mechanics, so the planes, like, if they ever need anything or for the maintenance, they can like do the maintenance pretty quick, because they don't have to deliver them places or like ship them to places and get mechanics scheduled and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. Their pricing is actually not that bad. Like, it was like $130 for the cheapest Cessna, a Cessna 150, I think, or no, it was a Cessna 172L, I think. It's like $130 an hour, which is wet rate, which means that it includes fuel, which was pretty good compared to other places. Like, usually they're 150 or up, but so that was good. And they only charge like $50 an hour for the instructor, which I thought was kind of cool. That he said that the instructors keep $45, the school only keeps $5, and that's also really low, because usually instructors are at least $60 or $70 an hour. So that was cool. I did read some of the reviews online, and people really liked them, but they say that they kind of make you fly a little bit longer than other schools, which isn't a bad thing. It just means it costs more money, because the flight instructors they say that they try to make you like over prepared, which is kind of a good thing, because you want to be prepared, but it does cost more money. But at the same time, it's all going towards your hours, so it's really not too bad. So that's kind of how they make their money back, I think, which it's not that big of a deal, because at the end of the day, you're getting more hours for a less price. Just, it might even out for the licenses in the long run. But whatever. But anyways, they do have a simulator though, which was cool. I was just watching a video the other day where this 52-year-old guy retired from one career, wanted to be an airline pilot as a second career, and he started with 100 hours and almost his private pilot's license. And he got all of his certificates or licenses or whatever, like besides the ATP, the airline certificate, in 3 months and 1 day, which is ridiculous. And he said and it was under $50,000, which is crazy. And he says one of the biggest things was having a simulator at the school that helped him, because the simulator is, because I just said the cheapest plane is $130 an hour, plus the instructor is $50, so that's $180 an hour. But the simulator is only $80 an hour, and it counts toward your hours. But he did say, the guy at the desk that we were talking to, he said you're only allowed to use the simulator for 2.5 hours of the 40 required hours for the private pilot license. But he said for the instrument rating, which is what you do after your private pilot's license, so you can fly just like only on the instruments. You don't even have to look outside the airplane. So like that's like when you want to fly in clouds and on like an overcast day and stuff. And he said you can use the simulator for 20 hours towards that. And I think the instrument is a requirement of 30 hours. I don't know for sure. I was gonna say 20 hours, but I don't know for sure. But 20 hours, you save $100 an hour. So you're saving $2,000 if you maximize the simulator time. And that counts towards your flight hours because it's an FAA certified simulator, which is kind of a cheat code if you ask me, but it works. And so that was cool. But other than that, basically I was hoping to set up some flights today, like schedule some flights, but he said you want to start your ground school first. So I think I'm definitely gonna start that tomorrow or the next day. And then he said, because I have my medical coming up, and he said get that medical out of the way, just so you know you're clear and you're good. And he also taught me another thing is, because to get a private pilot's license, you only need a 3rd class medical. But to go to the airlines, you need a 1st class medical. And lots of people suggest that you get the 1st class when you're starting out, just so you know that you're eligible for like higher levels of stuff. And this is what he taught me that I didn't know, was that technically the class 1 medical, 1st level medical, which is like the highest one, is good for a year. If you're under 40, it's good for a year. And then after that year, it gets downgraded to a 2nd class medical for a year. And then after that year, it goes down to a 3rd class medical for 3 years. And then after those 3 years, it expires and you have to get a new medical. But I did not know that. I thought that 1st class medicals only lasted like, 6 months? No, 6 months if you're over 40, or a year if you're under, and then it expired, and then you had to get a new medical, but you don't, which I thought was cool. So that was cool anyways. Kind of rambled on about that, but that was pretty exciting. That was cool. I didn't get any classes scheduled or a flight scheduled, but I know what to do now. I know the next step, which is a good thing. And they also do the knowledge test there, which is what you do after you take the ground school. Then you take a test to basically prove that you know your stuff from the ground school. And lots of people like to do that before they start flying. And that's probably what I'll end up doing. So that shouldn't take too long. I think the ground school courses are like 15 to 20 hours. So I should be able to do that in like a couple days, maybe a week, just to study everything and then just go in and take the test. And then almost have my medical, which you don't need your medical until you go up and fly the plane yourself, by yourself, which is called a solo. And they do that like 20 hours in, which I should be good. He did say that I could plan on flying 3 days a week. He didn't say how many hours a day, but 3 days a week, which is good. That's what I was hoping for, at least 3 days. And he said most people that do that take about 6 to 8 months to get their private pilot's license. So I might be able to get it in less than that. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But then we came home. What did we do? Oh yeah. I hate to admit this, but Brandon called me today. My friend Brandon, really good friend, and he's like, bro, you need to re-download Fortnite. They just brought back the OG Season 5 maps, and it's really fun, and you need to play it. And he was also struggling to get a win because he wanted the new umbrella. So I re-downloaded it, and I played 2 games with him. We won the first game and got the umbrella, and I told him I was done, and he was like, no, just play one more game. So we played one more game, and we lost. Got second place. Like, come on, bro. Really? But it was cool, and the old map is back, which they should have done a long time ago. But that was cool. And then I went to the gym, which it was leg day, so it took forever. And then we came home, where I stopped at the store, got a rotisserie chicken, and we had dinner, and then we watched Life on Our Planet again, which is a really good Netflix show if you want something to watch. It's basically about the different stages that the Earth has gone through in the last hundreds of billions of years, and it's a really good picture. Like it's so realistic, computer generated stuff of billions of years ago that it's amazing. It's really cool. And Morgan Freeman narrates it, so it's a really cool narration too. And that's another thing, is that it kind of reminded me that I learned today. What I learned today is that nothing worthwhile happens overnight, because we were watching that, and it talks about the evolution of things and the 5 different mass extinctions that Earth has gone through, and how everything started off as a single cell organism, and it took billions and billions of years just to get to where we are. And lots have changed, even with the Earth. Just the Earth has changed, and that kind of not really taught me, but like reminded me that things take time. Things that are worth doing takes time. So like this flight stuff, it's gonna take a while. Like I said, probably 6 to 8 months just for the private pilot's license, and that's only around 50 or 60 hours, and I need 250 to start making money, which after the private pilot license, it does get cheaper. It gets pretty significantly cheaper, but then you still have to get those 200 hours. So, and that takes time. And I was like rush out of school. Now I'm finally starting to understand it. Like, there's no such thing as quick things that are worthwhile. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and remember, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. I'll see you in the next one.